TUTUBIS in your area. TUTUBIS in your area.
A wonderful day to each and everyone. We are the Flawless TUTUBIS and we are here to execute our performance number 3 or our PETA 3 in mathematics in the modern world, which is demonstrating our skills and understanding about inductive and deductive reasoning. So for today's performance task, we will be having two concepts or agendas. So first agenda is sharing our own inductive reasoning example, and we will explain and discuss the conjecture or the general conclusion of our own inductive reasoning example. And we will call it as baon mo, i-share mo. So moving on to the second agenda. So the second agenda is answering our own problem about deductive reasoning. So we will solve the word problem scenario that originally created by us using our skills and understanding about deductive reasoning. And we will call that agenda as deductive reasoning mo, i-analyze mo. So that is the outline of our performance task number 3 in mathematics in the modern world. So without further ado, let's start with the inductive reasoning, starting with myself. So baon ko, i-share ko. Hello everyone! I am RAINIER PANIZA from TUTUBI, and I'm here to share with you my own inductive reasoning example. So, ready na ba kayo? So, arat na! So, yung ginawa kong inductive reasoning is makikita nyo sa screen, which states that EXO sings so well, Treasure dance so well, and Blackpink writes songs so well. So, kung i-analyze natin tong tatlong statements, malalaman natin na yung mga pangalan na binigay, which is EXO, Treasure, and Blackpink, are K-pop group, which means Korean pop group. So, sinasabi dito na magaling daw sila kumanta, sumayaw, at magsulat ng mga kanta. And kung gagamitan natin siya ng inductive reasoning, so it will lead us to a conjecture or conclusion na nagsasabing all K-pop groups are talented. So, ayan yung isang example ng inductive reasoning which states a general conclusion by observing a pattern based on specific instances. At yung mga conclusion na yon ay tinatawag na conjecture. So, once again, the conjecture in my example is all K-pop groups are talented. And that's my own inductive reasoning example. And now, ano namang baong mong inductive reasoning, Mr. MYKE, JOVEN, EFONDO? Ayan ang i-share mo!
Do you know MYKE, JOVEN, EFONDO?
Is that bitch a clock?
Hi guys! First of all, I have a bad feeling about this because before we filmed this video, Mr. RAINIER said that he will start this video with a joke. Then he introduced me. Joke! So hi guys, I'm MYKE, JOVEN, EFONDO from TUTUBI, and I'm currently taking a bachelor's degree in civil engineering. So, this is my example for inductive reasoning.
Aaron's grandmother is old. Dave's grandmother is also old. Aaron's grandmother has a gray hair. Lastly, Dave's grandmother has also a gray hair.
As you can see in our observation, we both see that Aaron's and Dave's grandmother are old. Another one is that Aaron and Dave's grandmother has a gray hair. So, in general conclusion, all grandmothers are old and has a gray hair. Again, I'm MYKE, JOVEN, EFONDO, proud to be a TUTUBI. And now, ano naman ba mong inductive reasoning, POLYN? Take it away!
Thank you, Mike. And now it's my turn. First, let me introduce myself. Hi, I'm POLYN CERILLANO from CIV TUTUBI, and I'm also here to give one example of inductive reasoning. So one example of it is Boracay is one of the best tourist spots. Palawan is a tourist destination. Batanes is a well-known tourist attraction. So the conjuncture of it is all beautiful sceneries are found in the Philippines. So if we look and observe these three sentences here, we will know the three names of the places mentioned are Boracay, Palawan, and Batanes. We also know that these three places are famous and well known for being their best tourist destinations, not only in our country but in a foreign nation. In addition, we also see that these places are here in our country, which leads us to the conjuncture that all beautiful sceneries are found in the Philippines. Again, I'm POLYN CERILLANO, proud to be a TUTUBI. And now, ano namang baon mong induction reasoning, Kachi?
So thank you so much, Miss Danica, for sharing a very good example of inductive reasoning. At syempre, hindi ako magpapatalo kasi in this video, I will be sharing an example of inductive reasoning as well. But before that, let me introduce myself first. My name is KENJI MEMITA, a Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering student from the National University. At sabi ko nga kanina, I will be sharing as well a problem that can be solved using inductive reasoning. So, here is a pattern sequence that I got from the internet that you can access using the link that you can see in the screen. So in this image presents shapes with orange dots. So we were gonna choose from letters A, B, C, D, and E to determine which answer would come next in the sequence. So to predict the next shape in this pattern, we must first observe the given shapes. So as we can see in the first square, we can see a polygon that has 8 sides that we call the octagon. And inside the octagon, we can see 7 orange dots. In the next square naman, we can see a heptagon that has 7 sides. And 6 dots naman ang nasa loob nito. Sa next square naman, we have here is a hexagon or a polygon with 6 sides. At sa loob nito, there are 5 orange dots. So dito pa lang, sa first 3 squares, we can see that the number of dots can be found by noting the number of the sides of the shape minus 1. So the number of sides on the shape decreases in each subsequent image as to the number of dots. So kapag dito sa ating last example, meron tayo ditong square. So, a square has 4 sides. Tapos, yung dots naman niya is minus 1 kung ilan yung sides ng shape. So, 4 minus 1 is equals to 3. There are 3 dots here. So, using that pattern or clue, this leads us to deduce that the next image should have 3 shape sides and 2 dots within the shape. So therefore, the next shape for this pattern is letter D, or a triangle with 2 dots. And that is all for this problem. Again, my name is KENJI MEMITA, proud to be TUTUBI, at nag-iwan ng katagang. Back to you, Mr. PANIZA.
So, thank you for that well-explained explanation of inductive reasoning, Mr. Memita. And hello everyone again, we are the Flawless TUTUBIS, and we are here to execute our second agenda, which is deductive reasoning mo, i-analyze mo. So, before we explain and before we solve the problem scenario of our group, we will introduce my co-members or my Flawless TUTUBI. So, first we have Miss POLYN CERILLANO. So, hello. Next is Mr. KENJI MEMITA. Ayan siya. Hello. And lastly, we have Mr. JOVEN EFONDO. Okay. So, therefore, nakilala nyo na yung mga members namin ng Flawless TUTUBI. And now, we will explain the original word problem scenario of our deductive reasoning example. So, moving on to the next slide, makikita natin kung ano yung problem natin. So, Ito yung problem natin. So, on Saturday morning, a K-pop boy group named EXO was about to shoot their new album and music video. The other members are on time filming their scenes. The members who are already there at the venue of their shooting scene are the following. First, Baekhyun, Lay, Chanyeol, Shumin, and Kyungsoo. And the other members who are late on their shooting area are the following. So, ito yung mga na-late na members ng EXO members. So, first, we have Kai, Sehun, Chen, and Suho, which are the main dancer, vocal, visual, and the leader. So, hindi siya respectively or hindi siya naka-assign na magkasunod-sunod. So, huhulaan natin at gagamitan natin ng deductive reasoning kung ano ba yung mga position ng mga na-late na members. So, moving on to the next slide, we will show the next problem. Yung karugtong ng problem natin. So yeah, so find the position of the members who are late on their shoot by understanding and using the following clues. So gagamit tayo ng deductive reasoning para malaman natin kung ano ba yung mga position ng mga na-late na EXO members. So first clue, we have Kai is with their leader practicing their script in their solo scenes in a van. So second clue, can you read the second clue, Miss POLYN DANICA CERILLANO?
Second clue, Kai went out first in the van and before he arrived, Sehun and the main vocal was already in the shooting studio.
So thank you for that. So the third clue says that, Mr. KENJI MEMITA, can you please read the third clue?
The third clue, Chen, who is not the main dancer, was the second person who arrived at the shooting studio.
And lastly, the fourth clue we will read. Please read, Mr. MYKE, JOVEN, EFONDO.
So for the fourth clue, the leader arrived at the shooting scene after the main dancer.
So, okay. Meron tayong apat na clue. So, yung gagawin natin dito is gagamitan natin siya ng deductive reasoning gamit yung mga clue para malaman natin yung mga position nila. So, moving on to the next slide, we will solve the given problem of the flawless TUTUBI. So, the first clue says that Kai is with their leader practicing their script in their solo scenes in their van. So, moving on to the next slide, we will see the table or dito tayo magko-cross out para malaman natin kung sino ba yung mga nasa tamang posisyon or yung sino yung mga karapat-dapat din sa mga posisyon nila sa being boy group nila, diba? So, first clue, can you please answer or give the explanation of the first clue, Miss POLYN DANICA CERILLANO?
So, based sa clue ay si Kai is with the leader in the van. Therefore, Kai is not the leader.
So, yeah. So, i-cross out natin yung leader na position kay Kai. Kasi nga, ang sabi sa first clue, Kai is with their leader. So, meaning, hindi si Kai yung leader kasi kasama ni Kai yung leader nila. So, yeah. Thank you for that, Miss POLYN CERILLANO. So, moving on to the next slide, we will show the second clue. So, the second clue says that Kai went out first in the van, and before he arrived, Sehun and the main vocal was already in the shooting studio. So, moving on to the next slide, makikita natin yung table na kanina. So, ayan. Can you please give an explanation kung ano ba yung sinasabi ng second clue, Mr. KENJI MEMITA? So, you can explain your answer.
So, ang sabi, Sehun and the main vocal are already in the shooting studio nung dumating si Kai. So, therefore, Kai and Sehun is not the main vocal kasi kasama nila yung main vocal. So, hindi sila pwedeng maging main vocal. And then, kung tatandaan natin, the leader was still in the van. So, therefore, si Sehun cannot be the leader.
So, thank you for that answer for the second clue. So, ulitin ko lang para mas clear sa mga nanonood. So yung sabi dito sa first clue, Kai went out first in the van. So, naiwan yung leader na kasama ni Kai doon sa van. So, before Kai arrived at the shooting area, Sehun and the main vocal was already in the shooting studio. So, magiging X na yung position ng main vocal para kay Sehun at Kai kasi kasama nila yung main vocal. And then, mag-X na rin yung position ng leader para kay Sehun kasi hindi naman si Sehun yung kasama ni Kai doon sa van, which is yung leader nila. So, malalaman natin kung sino yung leader nila mamaya-maya lang. So, moving on to the third clue. So, the third clue says that Chen, who is not the main dancer, was the second person who arrived at the shooting studio. So, moving on to the next slide, you will see again the table na ginawa natin kanina sa pag-cross out natin. So, yeah. So, for the third clue, can you please give an explanation or use a deductive reasoning to cross out kung ano ba yung mga dapat i-cross at dapat i-check na position? And then sa mga nakalagay na names dito, can you please, Mr. Mike Joven EFONDO?
Hello. So, walata naman sa third clue. Chen is who is not the main dancer. So, Chen is not the main dancer.
Okay.
And kung tatandaan natin sa sa clue number 2 that si Seon and yung main vocal is sila yung first two na nag-arrive. So, Sehun is the first person who came first. So, since the clue 3 says that Chen was the second, and since clue number 2 says that Sehun was the main vocal before Kai arrived, therefore, Chen is the main leader. I mean, the main vocal.
Muntik na tayo doon magkamali. So, di ba nakakalito talaga ang deductive reasoning, di ba? So, very maganda talaga siya gamitin para malaman natin kung ano ba yung mga dapat na reason and dapat i-check and i-cross. So, can you please continue, Mr. Mike Joven?
So, ang isa pang clue na nabuo ko is since yung role ng leader is already crossed out for Kai, Sehun, and Chen, therefore, si Suho ang leader.
Okay. Thank you for that explanation, Mr. Mike Joven EFONDO. So, ulitin ko lang for the third clue for the clarification. So, Chen, who is not the main dancer, was the second person who arrived at the shooting studio. Therefore, ang sinasabi dito na si Chen ay hindi siya main dancer kasi sinabi na dito is not the main dancer. So, kaya na-check yung main vocal na position kay Chen kasi si Sehun and yung main vocal is magkasama na doon sa shooting area. And sinabi naman doon na sa third clue na si Chen yung second person na nag-arrive, therefore, siya yung main vocal. So, and then, kailangan din natin i-X yung leader na position para kay Chen kasi siya na yung main vocal. So, dahil X na yung position ng leader for Kai, Sehun, and Chen, so si Suho na lang yung pwede maging leader nila. So, meron tayong check sign dyan para kay Suho being the leader. So, dahil siya na yung leader, syempre, self-explanatory na to. So, dancer and visual and main vocal is also crossed out for Suho. So, moving on to the fourth clue, the last clue. So, malapit na natin mabuo yung mga position nila, di ba? So, exciting tong fourth clue. So, very, crucial or important para dito sa word problem scenario natin for today. So, the fourth clue says that the leader arrived at the shooting scene after the main dancer. So, kung gagamitan natin siya ng deductive reasoning, so malalaman natin na yung leader nag-arrive siya before the main dancer. So, can you please give an explanation about this fourth clue, Miss POLYN DANICA CERILLANO?
Okay, so the fourth clue states na the leader came after the main dancer. Based on the clues that we have about the order of the members' arrival, si Sehun ang unang member who came, followed by Chen, Kai, and Suho. And in the third clue, we found out that the leader is Suho, and the person who came bago si Suho is si Kai. Therefore, Kai is the main dancer. It's very self-explanatory na si Sehun na lang naman ang natitira. Therefore, it concludes na si Sehun ang main visual.
Okay, thank you for that very well explained explanation, Miss POLYN DANICA CERILLANO. So, for clarification ulit, so, ang sabi dito sa fourth clue is the leader arrived at the shooting scene after the main dancer. So, base nga sa third clue kanina, nalaman natin na yung leader is si Suho. then sino ba yung kasama niyang leader dun sa van? So, ang sabi dun sa second clue, si Kai is yung pangatlong nag-arrive sa shooting area. Therefore, we can check and we can clarify na si Kai is yung main dancer nila. So, dahil check na ang main dancer kay Kai, so mag-e-X na rin or magko-cross out na rin yung position para sa main visual for Kai. Therefore, that concludes that Sehun is the main visual. So, very self-explanatory naman siya. So, we got the correct answer for today's word problem scenario. So, moving on to the next slide, we can conclude the following problem. So, first conclusion, Kai is the main dancer. Second conclusion, Sehun is the main visual. And third conclusion, Chen is the main vocal. And lastly, is Suho is their leader. So, si Suho yung leader ng EXO, which is correct. So, ito yung conclusion natin. So, ang unang dumating is si Sehun. Pangalang dumating is si Chen, which is the main vocal. And yung third na dumating is si Kai, which is the main dancer. And lastly, yung leader nila na pinaka-late na dumating sa shooting area ay si Suho, which is very hindi tama sa reality. Kasi si Suho, very responsible siya. So, and very good leader siya for EXO members. So, dito na natin matatapos yung pagsagot natin sa deductive reasoning. Therefore, yung deductive reasoning natin, na-analyze natin. So, yung concept nga natin is deductive reasoning mo, i-analyze mo. So, in-analyze na natin yung deductive reasoning natin. So, sana may natutunan kayo para sa amin mga flawless TUTUBIs, and we hope that you enjoy yung discussion natin from the first agenda to the second agenda up to the last agenda. So, thank you everyone for listening and thank you for participating in our deductive reasoning. Ms. POLYN, DANICA, CERILLANO, thank you. And Mr. KENJI, MEMITA, thank you. And MYKE, JOVEN, EFONDO, thank you. So, bye-bye everyone. Keep safe and have a nice day. Bye.
I want nobody else. I want you. 주제 내 입꼬리 계속 요동치지 여외면한 트랙터의 넥터 이 연출엔 사심이 100%
내 드라마 속에 넌 항상 옆에 있어 범이한 것 같은 기분이야 내게 너의 꽃향기가 스치지 So sweet spread your wings
We gon' fly away and away we go zoom zoom 너만 보면 넌 훅 빠져들어 나 푹 My heart goes do do do